welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Phi and Golf. Now, of course, this particular update, just before we go for the flood situation, there has been a talk. I don't know if you remember, Kun Phi, apparently our Prime Minister has visited various African countries in July during that time, and the foreign ministry has came out, given an interview or announcement per se, talking about a possibility that Uganda government has said that they will give us a couple of gorillas. Well, yesterday apparently at about 8 a.m., the Kun Edwin Wick, who's from Netherlands, and he's a conservationist and situated right here in Thailand. He went to the Chiang Mai Safe Elephant Foundation, talking to the conservationist Kun Sang Duan Chai Lit. Now, Kun Edwin is actually also a conservationist, and he's with the Wildlife Friends Foundation Thailand. He's a founder, as well as looking in terms of the Love Gorilla Foundation as well. And he went to talk to Kun Sang Duan to get a little bit more updates whether or not there has been a talk or the actual claim in terms of trying to send gorillas from Uganda here to Thailand. And according to Kun Edwin Wick, he said that he already contacted Uganda and asked the government themselves, the representatives, whether or not this particular claim is true, because obviously, according to him, this is not probably something that you should take the wildlife out of the wild. So kind of opposing it. However, according to him, he said that the Uganda's government said that they have never talked about giving us gorillas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they say that for the Uganda government to actually go into the wild or the mountain and capture these type of wildlife, they probably will be talked to a lot or opposed a lot by various organizations, especially the conservationists. So it is not going to be possible anyway. And there's no policy for the government to give any gorilla to any country at all. So at this point, they say that there's less than 100 left in the world, so it is not going to be possible. They did not say whether or not what did Kun Sang Duan said about this, because obviously she's probably could not able to pinpoint either. But I guess the foreign ministry will soon have to come and or at least talk a little bit more in terms of whether or not this claim is true. But from Uganda government, apparently, according to Edwin Wick, it will not happen. It's not like a panda bears where China has given it as the ambassador for each of the country, almost the animal ambassador.
What was that? The miscommunication?
I'm not sure, but apparently the foreign ministry seems to be quite sure that that would happen, and have came out on the 21st of August to talk about this, that was when the first came out in the news, and that's why Kun Edwin took it upon himself to find out.
I sure did remember the announcement.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, at least they got some fruitful result from this special trip.
Yeah, but then I don't think we should take wildlife out of the wild. So we're going to have to wait and see what the foreign ministry have to say about this particular case.
And I have no idea before that gorilla is near extinction.
Exactly. Because I don't think you can, I don't know, I'm not quite sure if they can live in captured either.
Okay, now back in the city with the situation that has been going on yesterday and quite a bit of paralyzing the traffic capital-wide, starting with the busy Plunjit road yesterday morning that has been blocked after a tree fell on the road, which was very chaotic for people living in the vicinity, and especially it happened during the rush hour. So officials later arrived at the scene and lifted the tree off the road, and the traffic could resume. Also, another accident occurred on the Metropolitan Electricity Authority or the MEA contract development site at the intersection between Ratchaprarop and Sri Ayutthaya roads. The 3-meter wide water pipe had been punctured and it flooded the nearby roads with its torrents of water. Managing Director of the Datam Thai Construction, who is responsible for this particular construction, has attributed the incident to a human error. He said that the workers misunderstood the map of the underground pipelines and dig right to the water pipe instead of an empty space. So this is not one of the problems that stem from the heavy downpour or the drainage system.
Hate them, those workers.
So the director said that the company is willing to take all the responsibility for this particular damage. And what happened is the incident took place during the rush hour, so it was quite disastrous. Traffic jam on many roads, including Ratchaprarop, Ratchadamri, Phetchaburi, Vipawadi, Rangsit, and also Dindang and Ramadan. Many officials were ordered to help families living nearby to move their belongings to the top floor after water had flooded into their residences. A number of officials were also there to stand by at the water drainage pipe to make sure that no one falls into a large hole, and later the Metropolitan Waterworks Authority had closed the valve of the broken pipe. So houses in nearby areas still have to live without water supplies as well until the pipe has been fixed. So this is one of the problems that got on top of every incident in heart of Bangkok.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is one of the, Bangkok itself, you know, if there's a little bit more water and a little bit of water around town rising up, just a little bit, that's already caused quite a bit of traffic. Add that to the situation, that creates quite a bit of a problem. All right.
And yesterday there were reports of floods everywhere in Bangkok as well, especially on the Sukhumvit Road, Ngam Wongwan Road, Bangkapi, Minburi, Lad Krabang, and also Lad Prao. Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan Boripat had traveled to Nong Chok district to inspect the situation there. And also during the downpour yesterday, Kun Chachat Sithipan, the transport minister, had inspected the areas on the east side of Bangkok as well. He ordered authority to prepare measures for the large volume of water that would probably come from the neighboring provinces. Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan, he said that the situation might be getting better after he had ordered the opening of a sluice gate, releasing the water, channeling the water from nearby provinces into rivers and canals in Bangkok in order to ease up their situation. So one of the things here, Bangkok is trying to assist because earlier there was accusations that people in Bangkok are quite selfish.
Okay.
They did not trying to eliminate the results and impacts.
Right. Well, that's one of the things. Sometimes, you know, out of sight, out of mind does happen, and I have to admit, some of us do. Sometimes forgot about situation in other places, and it is hard. But I guess we have to work together because
put yourselves in other shoes.
It is one nation, right? We're together here. All right. Moving on to just to pinpoint on the word one nation. Apparently, not just in Bangkok that suffer quite a bit of flood situation. In Chonburi province yesterday, there's various pictures on social networks showing Pattaya area especially.
Yeah, that's quite shocking.
Exactly, because Pattaya is almost another capital, and I'm pretty sure a lot of our viewers actually situated in Pattaya itself. So you've probably seen quite a bit of a situation, and it would be great if you can send us some pictures really. But at this point, from what we have seen yesterday, they said that in Bang Lamung district, there has been quite a bit of water level that came up quite high due to heavy rain all night. They said that the situation in Sriracha district is not that good either. Apparently, water level was as high as 30 centimeter in front of Robinson Sriracha, the shopping mall there. 10 kilometers long traffic jam in Pattaya. We have heard about traffic jam before in Bangkok, but Pattaya, I know there's quite a bit too. But 10 kilometers long, that's quite bad. And they say that in Mueang Chonburi district, there also a report of landslide along the Samuk mountain on the Mueang Sansuk district. And they say that at this point, at that point, there were about 2 hours long traffic that you can be seen. And they say that in other provinces, you have to brace for more heavy rain. This is what they say. Panat Nikom, Pan Thong, Mueang Chonburi,ศรีราชา Bang Lamung, and Bo Thong. Brace yourself if you're in Chonburi province. The water level will not be receding anytime soon. Apparently, we are still seeing a little bit of effect from Nari typhoon. So if you have to go anywhere, be very careful, look around, make sure that you study your route before you go, because it might be flooded at this point. They just give you other updates. Apparently there was one sad incident. Kun Prida Sidi on the 14th has passed away. Now he is one of the Good Samaritans that help distributing all the rescues packages in Prachinburi province. Apparently they believe that on his way home he might have drowned for some reason. They say that it could have been that he walked and fell and such, and they found his body later on. So a sad news for Good Samaritans. However, moving on to other provinces, they say that at this point, Prachinburi still see quite a bit of a water level in Nakhon Nayok as well, and in Ongkarak district, where they are getting all the water from Ban Sang district of Prachinburi province, as well as Bang Nam Priao of the Chat Cheung Sao province. So it's created quite a bit of a water level in the area. So no one actually escaped from this. And they say that on the 18th, so tomorrow, they believe that the rain will actually decrease quite a bit, because Nari will move on to other part of the country, hopefully away from Thailand. However, northeast, you still have to brace for, I guess, side effect of Nari. But it's not going to be as windy as it hit Philippines or Vietnam.
Other country, yes, of course. And while the other parts of the countries, like the eastern or the southern, are still tackling with the results and impacts from the tropical storm and monsoon season here, people in the northern part of Thailand, especially in Chiang Mai province, they are now the demonstration of the corn farmers there. Yesterday, Kun Uthai Buntiams, the chairman of the Corn Farmers Association and also the co-leaders of the protesters, he had talked to reporters because earlier on Tuesday, they were gathering in front of the Mejam governor office, calling for help from the government and also asking them to open the spot for the corn pledging scheme according to the government's program. However, it seems that there were a confrontation between the protesters and authority. The district headman of Mejam district had fired shots into the air to threaten the protesters, and also he had unplugged the amplifier the protesters were using, and also destroying the items, the special devices they were using on the stage. So they have reported to police authority yesterday about the incident. The protesters said that they did not fear from the threat from the protesters or threat from the authority. However, they just want to call for the rights that they deserve. Kun Uthai said that there might be an occasion, the opportunity that they will escalate the situation further, because they have already talked to the they had submitted a letter to the Commerce Ministry asking for help and also proposing for proposals for the government to take. Firstly is the legal documents, because at present they said that they have been growing the crops on no man's land. There were no documents so there were no rights on the farmland. And secondly, they want the guarantee price for the corn produce to adjust according to the moisture level and also the quality of the corn produce, because at present it was 7 baht per kilogram for the corn produce with 30% of the moisture, while it was 9 baht per kilogram for the produce with 14.5%. So they want the authority to adjust the prices accordingly with the moisture level of the produce. And thirdly, they want the government to extend the limit for the pledging program, because at present they can pledge only 25 ton per farmland of the corn produce. However, some farmers, some owners of the farmland got more produce than that. And thirdly, they really want a written statement from the government to guarantee their proposal. And the government should assure that they will not be intervening with the system, the market system.
Right.
So this is one of the 4 proposals of the corn farmers in Chiang Mai province, and they said that if they're not going to hear some response from the government, they would go into the Chiang Mai International Airport or in front of Kun Yingluck Shinawat's home in Chiang Mai province.
She's just not going to be there. They know that, right?
No.
All right. Well, at this point, I think a lot of people are actually in a situation where they got so frustrated. We're going to take a short break, but of course, I have the situation in terms of the protests around Urupong area and how right now is ended up affecting the residents along the area quite a bit, and hopingly there's not going to be any clash between the locals around the area and the protesters themselves. Plus, Kun Phai is going to give you a little bit more updates in terms of the cabinet, the deliberation yesterday, and so stay tuned.